Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the Penultimate Conquest Podcast, where we talk all things the video game industry. Today we are discussing the Game Awards and I have some lovely people to discuss it with. First off, we got my second favorite Guardian, Eric. How you doing, Eric?
Hi. Wait, who's your first favorite Guardian?
That'd be Cade 6.
Okay, yay! I was first, Ruben. You're the co-host and he picked me first.
That's okay. That's all right.
We got
I do this to him all the time.
Spider-Man himself, Vinny. How you doing today, Vinny?
Bonjour. I just had some tasty Panera, so I'm ready to...
What'd you get from Panera?
What was it? The mac and cheese and the steak and cheese melt or whatever?
Can't go wrong with that mac and cheese. We got Ninja Boy himself up here, Christian. How's it going, Christian?
Oh, that's me. Hello, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving week.
It is Thanksgiving week. And my co-host today, the biggest Final Fantasy VII stan I know, Ruben. How's it going, Ruben?
I want to thank you for calling me the biggest Final Fantasy VII stan, because it's true, and I will die on that hill. It's going good, Brian. How about you?
Doing pretty good. Been just enjoying the next gen.
First time hosting.
First time hosting. Yeah.
It's exciting.
All right.
It's exciting.
So,
Let's see how
before we get
you
in...
do. I'm rating you after this.
Am I getting a grade?
Okay. Yeah, you're getting a grade.
I know we have
So,
some people
we'll see.
in here that are going to care about this. Before we get into the big topic of today, I want to talk a little bit about game news, because we're here to talk about game industry. And Square Enix today putting out the World Ends With You 2 trailer. Exciting. What does that do for anybody here? I know, Vinny, I know you're about this. I saw on Twitter.
I'm all about this. Because there was the stuff last night, like, oh, they're doing an announcement. I'm like, it'll be the anime or something. I was shocked. I never thought we were getting a sequel to this game, so I am beyond happy.
Yeah, it's one of those games that just kind of fell through the cracks. Like, it has a hard audience, but it really just fell, like, it was a masterpiece on the DS. Did not played the Switch port. Need to get it on the Switch. Anybody else here care about the World Ends With You? I know Vinny does.
I thought it was hilarious that no one realized Shibuya was a real place on Twitter.
Wait, what?
What?
What's happening?
Oh, man. Twitter.
Well, like gaming Twitter was like up in arms about how the World Ends With You copied Persona for having Shibuya Crossing, but it's like it's a actual location.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do?
Oh.
Wait, it wasn't real?
No.
Nothing's
Shibuya's
real.
a real place?
It was all in your mind.
Oh God, I did not know that was happening. I went on Twitter this morning and have not been on since. That's terrible. Good God, Eric, I feel like you are not a Final Fantasy person, so I don't know if this would be your kind of game.
Bro.
Oh, you're a Final Fantasy person?
Yes, I love
Or do you just
Final
hate
Fantasy.
7?
No, it's just not true.
I don't hate 7. I don't know why people think I hate 7. I just
Because
don't think
you've literally said, I hate 7 on this podcast.
I've never said that. I said it's not as great
What
as
haven't you
everyone makes
said?
it.
What haven't you said?
I am saying that Final Fantasy 15
Looks
is
good.
the best Final Fantasy game.
Wow.
Final Fantasy 15 is the best Final Fantasy game.
Thank you for repeating what I just said, Ruben.
Is that what you just said?
Yes,
Are you
I
sure
did.
about that?
Yes.
Final Fantasy 15 is the best looking Final Fantasy game. It is not the best Final Fantasy game.
I stand that game, and I can't even support that.
I really like
So-
Persona, yeah.
Whatever.
I just lost a little bit
Christians
of
look
respect
like
for you.
Christians
Kingdom
look like
Hearts-
he's got something to say.
Kingdom Hearts
What you
2 is
got
the
to
best
say?
game
No.
with Final Fantasy characters in it.
I'm trying
Shut the
to.
fuck
I'm
up.
trying
Shut
to
the fuck
remember. Trying to remember which one has Blitzball in it because I loved Blitzball.
That's 10.
10, right? Yeah.
Oh boy.
And 15 is the
Tidus.
one with the boys, the little boy band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The road.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And with that, Ruben, do you have anything to say about The World Ends With You?
No, I haven't played the first one, so I'm excited to try that out. You know me, if it's anything to do with Square Enix, I'm always down.
It's Square, it's Nomura, it's that kind of
Oh,
stuff. You're
it's
into
the
it.
moral, you know I'm
Yeah.
in. You
Yeah.
know I'm in, you know? I love that man to death.
And with that, is there any other
So
game
yeah,
news
I'll check it out.
anyone's got?
I'll check it out. The first one. When is the sequel coming out?
They said early spring 2021.
Ooh.
So my guess March. March feels like a good month for that game. That feels like a solid month.
Okay.
And
So I'll definitely have enough time to check it out. Check out the first one.
I
with
skipped
that-
the first one. Is it any good? I've heard great things.
I played it when I was 12. I am not a good judge of things when it. I played it on the DS when I was 12.
Yeah, I will say the combat is okay, but it's definitely the story more so than the gameplay.
Okay.
You can play
The
the
style
Traverse
in it.
Town world of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
I can confirm that he's right.
There's
He's not wrong.
don't disrespect Beat like that.
I wish
And
Kingdom
before
Hearts.
this turns into a Kingdom Hearts podcast, we're cutting it off there. We
I'll
could go
do
on
it.
Kingdom Hearts
One
forever.
day
The
we'll do
amount
it.
of people here for Kingdom Hearts is too much. So we're jumping right into the big topic. We're jumping into the Game Awards, December 10th. We're gonna get into some of these. What was the word for it? Not announcements. Awards.
Nominees?
Awards. There we go. Nominees and awards. So let's start it off with let's go best multiplayer here. With the nominees being Animal Crossing, which we're probably going to hear a lot on this, Among Us, Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant. Who we got? Christian, who do you got winning this?
So I actually want Warzone to win because I think Warzone was like fantastic, but I think either Animal Crossing or Among Us will win. I don't think Animal Crossing deserves it though, because Animal Crossing Online kind of sucks.
Amen to that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
But the turnips though.
What about you? The turnips, you could make some money off of them, but you could also get fucked. Straight
Oh
fucked.
yeah, I got fucked.
What do you think, Eric? Who you got?
Well, I guess Ruben won't care what I think this episode, but I think that Fall Guys should win it because that absolutely took over everything by storm. It's great. It's like you don't have to be great at the game to win. And like anybody could win, whereas what I think will win, Warzone, you got to be pretty good. You got to squad up, you have to have clear communication. That's if you're playing with squads or anything. Solo, I guess you could win by yourself, technically. So, yeah, I think Warzone's going to win best multiplayer. Easily.
All right. Hey, Ruben, what do you think?
So, this is definitely going to Among Us, guys. Like, I don't see anything winning this. Like, Call of Duty, probably, but, like, Call of Duty always wins this award, you know?
It does not.
No.
Apex
Call of Duty
won this
wins a
last year.
lot of awards, you know? So, like, let's just give it to the underdog.
Were there
Among
any
Us.
other games that had a senator play them for Twitch? No.
Boom! He's got a good point. He's got a good point.
He got a good point. He does.
Actually, she's a representative.
She's a congresswoman.
That's very true. Yes,
I had to hit him with the actually.
I appreciate
He
it.
I
got 'em.
appreciate that.
And Vinny, what do you think? Who you got winning this?
See, the only weird thing for me Among Us is it not like 2 years old?
That's what the
So
thing
what?
I wanted to bring up. Do
it-
we only count games of 2020? Because this is a thing that is going to be prevalent with this Game Awards. Or do things that blew up this year also should be counted?
Well,
What
if
do you
I
guys
can
think on
interject
that?
here for a second.
Of course.
If I can interject, I believe that Jeff Keighley said anything that is popular in 2020. That's why, Among Us is on the list.
That's such a loophole. I hate it.
Yeah.
So let's put Rocket
Yeah,
League
it's-
on the list then.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
dude,
again,
fuck
this had
yeah.
the most. This had the most nominations. That's why it's on the list.
Where's Apex? Apex deserves it. I
Yeah,
spent a
where's
lot of time
Destiny
playing.
2? There's all this stuff we can do. So that's why I don't think it should win Best Multiplayer. I think it should win Best Mobile because I think isn't it free on mobile, or do you have to pay
It
for
is.
Among Us?
It's free.
It's free on mobile.
So yeah, that's perfect for it because it's still a great game. I just don't think it's the best multiplayer game.
How many times have you played it?
I've played it 3 or 4 times.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's
It's
that
really
is the
good.
problem. It really is good. I play it. I want to
I
say
said
on a
it
week.
was really good.
It's really good. It's really, really good, Eric.
You kill one of your friends one time, and then you blame everything on them, and you just think
I
that
clipped that out, man, and so many. I've gotten so many views, Eric. So many.
glad
views.
that my pain gets you notoriety.
Yeah,
But
anytime.
what was your winner, Vinny? Before we went on this
Um,
crazy tangent.
See, the main thing for me is, like, I want to say Among Us because it is hot right now, but, like, I think back to Fall Guys where for 2-3 months those were, you know, the whole conversation. So I'm kind of curious if Among Us is going to have those legs and if we're just in it right now. Honestly, so yeah, I guess out of this list I'd probably have to go with Warzone just because it's been the most consistent.
Yes, sir.
All right. I also agree with that. I'm giving it to Warzone. Call of Duty jumped into that battle royale space and just dominated it with it. They never put out another map. They barely fixed the guns, and they kept consistency. Well, so
This thing is is rigged.
Is it?
Christian, you had Warzone. Eric, you also had Fall Guys, right?
Are we writing
No,
these down? Should I be writing these
I
down?
had Warzone for winning. What I want to win is Fall Guys.
All right, so 3 for Warzone.
No, I said I wanted Warzone to win, but I think Among Us will win.
All right,
Yeah, I agree.
and then 2 for Warzone, 2 for Among Us. All right, we're keeping this score. We're gonna skip these because none of us play them. We're going to best family game now. Games for the family. With the nominees being Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot 4, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario: The Origami King. Christian, what you got and why?
One, I think Crash being in this category is super weird because that game is pretty freaking hard. And I could see it being a toss-up between Mario Kart Live or I would want Animal Crossing to win, but this is one where I could see Fall Guys definitely taking it for family game.
The kids need to learn how to get good at a young age. And so that's why we have Crash Bandicoot there. Eric, what about you? What you got for family game?
So the word family comes up, which means this is automatically going to go to a Nintendo game if science prevails. So I definitely think that Animal Crossing is going to win this one. Like, no doubt. Because I think Fall Guys is going to win other places. Crash Bandicoot, like Christian said, is weird because that's the only category it could really fit in. Like, it's not going to go up against, Ghost of Tsushima and them for action adventure. And I mean, Mario Kart, you got to pay $100 to start that thing. Just
Yeah.
Is it $100 just for one of them, or do you get both?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
One.
$100 for one.
Oh yeah, fuck that. No.
Whoa.
And then it's your own home. It's weird. That's a weird thing. I mean, if you bought it and you liked it, then yay. Minecraft Dungeons probably has the best shot at taking it from Animal Crossing, I think. And God, what were the other ones?
The last one is the Origami Kingdom.
Yeah, that's got no shot. That game, I haven't seen any hype for that game whatsoever. So,
It reviewed well.
Kind of came and went though.
Yeah, it was just a whimper.
but yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Animal Crossing has got this in the bag.
Eric makes a good
What
point.
you think, Ruben?
So
what you got?
I think this is definitely a tie between Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Crash Bandicoot, and Fall Guys. Mario Kart Live, yeah, nobody's definitely paying $100 to get into that thing just for one cart. When you have two kids, that's $200 that you're spending. So I don't think that's happening. I don't really give a shit about Minecraft Dungeons, so they can fuck off. Paper Mario, as much as I want it to succeed, I don't think anybody pretty much bought that game. I think it was a real failure in Nintendo's eyes. That didn't sell a lot of copies. So, I want to say Fall Guys is winning this, just because my nephew has a Switch, and I got him Animal Crossing New Horizons when he first got it. He played it for a couple days and stopped playing it. Then every time I was playing Fall Guys, he was all down for it, and to this day he keeps asking me, "Hey, are we playing Fall Guys? Hey, are we playing Fall Guys?" And I'm telling him, like, "No, I've ascended. I've gone above, and I am now playing Spider-Man Miles Morales." But so yes, Fall Guys is my answer.
You left your nephew in the dust for Miles Morales. That's acceptable. Okay.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Does anyone have any info on like the committee that's voting?
It is 95 of the top game people in game industry, so mostly games journalists,
Some YouTubers.
personalities, stuff like that. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe one day us. though.
I think fan vote is like 10% of it.
Yeah, definitely
Yes.
not us. We're not in the 90. We're not in the 10%.
No.
You know, unfortunately.
But
Thank you, guys.
one day. Keep dreaming, Ruben.
One
Keep
day.
dreaming.
Oh, I always
What you got, Vinny? What you got?
All right, so Webster Dictionary. No.
Oh
The
my
amazing, no, see, the amazing when I'm looking at this list, it's best family. Half of the options are all single player. Like, you can play Fall Guys as a family if each person has their own Fall Guys account. So unless you have 4 or 5, I think, you can do 2 players
4.
for co-op? But no, it's not local. Or no, can you do local online? Or
No, I don't think so.
I don't
For
think
Fall
so.
Guys?
So you have to. Each person has to have their own copy. Meanwhile, with Animal Crossing, you can have your whole family in one village and like share that together. So you really only need the multiple accounts in one Switch. So for that, because I don't know how many families are gonna sit down together and play an RPG like Paper Mario together. So for that, I'm gonna go with Animal Crossing.
All right, and with that, I am also going to go Animal Crossing. It came at the perfect time, let's all be honest with ourselves. The beginning of lockdown, you need a nice cozy game to sit with. You're playing Animal Crossing. Switches were sold out for months because of this game. Nintendo lived off this game this year, and they had one of their best years of the Switch. It's insane the reach this game had. The people I know who were not gamers at all bought Nintendo Switches and Animal Crossing to play it. Kids got it for the kids. It's winning this. This is, like Eric said, and I agree with him, to science, a Nintendo game wins family. It's just logic. And
Now,
Animal Crossing is... Yeah, go on, Ruben. What you got?
Now, it's fun up until you buy, let's say, I want to say, I forgot what it is. It's the roots? No. The beets. Is it the beets?
The turnips.
Turnips. Yeah, it's I forgot what they were. It's fun
It's
up
like the
until you
band?
buy, I want to say like 200 turnips, and they all go rotten because of fucking Nintendo screw up on their end. So-
Kids have to learn about
Yeah, that's-
capitalism at a young age.
No,
That's
sir,
how the stock
I
market
bought- Okay, all right. Continue, Ryan. I'm sorry.
You need to learn about stocks at a young age. What you got, Christian? What you got your hand up for?
I am officially changing my answer. I think
Okay.
Minecraft Dungeons is going to take it for 3 reasons. It's Minecraft,
Oh,
it's cheap, and it's couch co-op, I think.
I thought
It's
you were
all
going
of
to say
those
it's
things.
Minecraft, it's Dungeons, and it's kids.
Where did the kids come into it, Ruben?
Did anyone play Minecraft Dungeons? I played it. Did anyone else play it?
No, I wanted to.
Some family we are.
We have Games Pass, people. It's free on Games Pass. Great deal. Play
I don't
it.
have Games Pass.
You don't have Games Pass?
I don't have an
You need to
Xbox.
get Games Pass. Oh, yeah.
PC.
I thought you had an Xbox. Yeah, they're
Aren't your
PC.
Xbox? Isn't your Xbox coming in?
Oh yeah, so sorry to sidetrack us. So I got an email from Amazon on Friday saying that mine was coming in on Monday, and then 5 minutes later, before I was able to actually update my bank info, these pieces of shit's canceled on me. Yeah.
That
What?
sucks.
However,
That's not cool.
my friend at work, his girlfriend got him one for Christmas, but he also has one coming in on I want to say this week. So I told him, "Hey, buddy, I'll give you how much you paid for it. Like however much you paid for it, I'll take it." And he's like, "All right, sounds good." So I'm doing it on a weekly basis. I'm paying him $100 a week until I pay it off, and then he'll give me the Xbox,
Nice.
which won't. Yeah.
And we got Ruben on the install plan. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we got a few for Animal Crossing, one for Fall Guys, and one for Minecraft Dungeons. The weird pick. All right. Moving up, we're moving to Best Role-Playing Game of the Year. And the nominees are Final Fantasy VII Remake, Gaijin Impact, Persona 5 Royale, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. Christian, what you got?
This is one where I can see Final Fantasy taking it because I don't think it will win some of the other categories, but I'm gonna go with Yakuza.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fantastic game. Now, Eric, what's your pick here?
What I want to win is Persona 5 Royal, because it's just more stuff to the greatest JRPG ever released. But I know Final Fantasy VII is going to win this thing. Like it's one of those things where it's going to win. Like, I don't really have to say why people are going to vote for Final Fantasy Remake to be best RPG because, oh my god, Cloud, Buster Sword, ah! So, but yeah. I like to give Ruben shit. It's a good game. Like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a good game.
All
It's
right.
not an amazing game.
Right. Just clip the part where he says good game and we have it on audio. That's all we need.
Box art right there.
Box art. Perfect. Eric says Final Fantasy. Good game. Ruben, what's your pick, and Rye?
Let's see, guys. God, I wonder what it could be. You know,
God, I have no idea.
I am casting my vote now. Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, are you voting? Are you voting?
I
look like-
literally
it look
just
like
voted.
It looked like Persona 5 Royal. You sure?
No. Well, I do think that Persona 5 Royal is going to give it its a run for its money. I don't think Persona has a bigger fan base than Final Fantasy.
Fan bases shouldn't matter to what the best game is.
Well, who's going to buy Persona 5 Royal? When
A lot of people.
Okay. Let me rephrase. For people who don't know what Persona is, why would you buy? You know what? Final Fantasy is just a bigger series than Persona is. Am I wrong?
The name has clout. Yeah.
The name has clout.
It has
I'm going to
cloud.
argue that in
Yeah,
the past few years that Persona 5 really boasted the name of Persona. Like, it was everywhere. Let's all remember the Joker announcement trailer for Smash and what that did to the internet. That game, Persona 5 is big. It real big. Final Fantasy,
True.
maybe not, but it's more known than I think we give a lot of it credit for. The other Personas, no, but 5, yeah, people know 5. But you're sticking with Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, I got to. You know, it's the greatest game I've ever played.
Vinny's getting ready. I can see him thinking.
Oh,
I have a feeling Vinny's just gonna throw out a random thing.
Vinny, what you got and why?
Here's something I would like to argue. The only kind of big title Xbox is launching with right now is Yakuza. And Persona 5 has had its moment. Yakuza has been building the last couple of years. I think Final Fantasy is going to clean in other areas, so that's why I think Yakuza, like, it's got enough clout. People have seen enough of the GIFs, a lot of the memes. They're like, I think that's just a wild host. People just do it just for the joke.
All right, and with that, again, rolling off Vinny's answer, I'm also going with Yakuza Like a Dragon. Because out of these games, I've played all of them.
Why do you think it's
is...
the greatest game ever made, Ruben?
We're saving that for a different time.
That's a bit of a hyperbole. It's not the greatest game that's ever made, but it is this
That's what
year.
you said.
I know, that's what I said. I was joking. That was definitely hyperbole, but it is definitely one of my favorite games of the year, just because it took a story that people already know and tilted it on its head. And not a lot of games can do that, and I think that it executed it perfectly.
I take issue with the way you use the word perfectly, but I'll just stop there.
I guess we
we're saving this one because
yes,
we're going to be talking about this game. This game's going to come up a few more times tonight.
Yeah.
But Yakuza, I started it and I haven't put it down. It's just been really, really good. And it's got something special to it. I think it's winning this because I think, like a lot of awards, if something wins one place, they're not going to have it win multiple places. And I think Final Fantasy's got a spot a bit higher up on the card. And with that, we're moving on to Best Action
real quick,
Adventure.
for the record, I want that man to direct the Sonic game. I just
oh
I
my
need that
god.
place.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he
Wait,
said he
what?
wants to do it. The director of Yakuza Like a Dragon has said he wants to direct a Sonic game.
Let him.
Please.
Let him.
Give him all
Yes.
the money.
Sega, you heard what to do. And with that, we're going on to Action Adventure. With the nominees being Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and The Last of Us Part 2. Who do you got in Rye, Question?
Oh, so okay. I thought Jedi Fallen Order wasn't going to be in any category. So I might have missed this. So it did make it into one category. That's cool.
Wait, what category is this? I'm sorry.
Action adventure.
Best Action Adventure.
This one I think is a bit harder because everyone seems to be really enjoying the gameplay loop of Valhalla. But I think criticism for this game is that it isn't perfect, right? They're just having fun with it, so maybe it's not deserving of the best award. This I could see probably going towards to Ghost.
All right. Eric, what about you?
I don't like the fact that they gave Jedi Fallen Order like this pity nomination right here. Like, this game should have been in so many awards last year.
Should it have?
Yes.
Okay.
It is the second most selling game of the last 12 months.
I'm like,
It's
bold!
the industry.
behind Modern Warfare, and this game way overperformed what EA thought it was going to, because this game is really good. Like, Star Wars can only get you so far. Looking at you, Force Unleashed 2. Like,
Hey.
it's a bad game, Ryan.
It's a great game. Shut your mouth. I
like
played on the
so-
PSP.
So the Star Wars name can only get you so far. The fact that people stuck around with this game so much is because the game is really good. And the fact that it's getting like a little pity nomination right here is sad. I think it should have gone to, it's going to sound like a hot take, if there was any category for Marvel's Avengers to be, it'd be this one. Just for one nomination, it'd be Action Adventure. That's it. I don't think it deserves anything else but Action Adventure, and so I would have liked Avengers to be in this one. I want and Ghost of Tsushima to win, and I think Ghost of Tsushima will win.
Ghost of Tsushima.
And I'll get to
All
why
right.
Ghost is so great later.
Please don't.
I like that. I like that.
But why?
All right. Now we're moving back down to Ruben. What you got?
So I don't like this category for a multitude of reasons. Combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. I kind of feel like none of these games really do both well. I don't know about Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I haven't played it.
That is
But-
a fantastic game, and you should play.
Okay,
It's a
well,
wonderful
I'll check it
game.
out. I'll check it out one of these times. One of these times in Corona times. I don't really. I want to say it's either between Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima, just because. I don't know. I don't really know. Combat, both of those games were pretty. Well, no. Combat was great in Ghost of Tsushima and Miles Morales, but puzzle solving was probably better in Last of Us Part 2. So
I need an answer here.
I'm going to go with Wild Card Ghost of Tsushima.
All right. All right. Vinny, what you got for me?
Yeah, it's a very weird list. Looking at it read out.
It's odd. It's odd.
Just because like they're so different. But that saying, yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think Ghost is gonna do it for both because I feel like it's one of those. Ghost isn't gonna get other areas, so this is the one it has a better shot.
Now, for the first time tonight, I am not agreeing with that answer. I think it goes to Miles Morales.
Interesting.
In that, I absolutely hated any of the puzzles in the first Spider-Man game. I had a lot of fun with them in Miles. Electricity stuff, a great time. yeah, I know how you feel about my views on Spider-Man 1. But, okay, yeah, and I do feel bad for Jedi Fallen Order. I had a bad time with that game because I played it on PC, but for what I played of it, it deserved noms last year.
That game is so fucking
And I hope
good.
to say, I hope it
Cyberpunk.
doesn't get. Yeah, I hope this doesn't happen to Cyberpunk. I don't think it will.
It won't.
Yeah, but also fuck this game. It died. We're now moving on to best action game.
Hold on, actually, real quick. Before we move on, I want to give a quick shout out to Respawn for making me care about a straight white male the way I did for Cal Kestis. That's it.
There's a lot of straight white males to care about, but Respawn did a good job to make us care about another one.
Also, Arthur Morgan. I love Arthur Morgan.
More. And
I want to thank Insomniac, since we're doing this, I want to thank Insomniac Games for making me care about a straight white male called Peter Parker.
well, you should have cared about Peter Parker a long time
I mean,
ago
I
before the
did,
game.
but like, they did a really good job with Spider-Man.
But yeah, I know I haven't talked about much. Like Miles Morales is great. Everyone should play it. Yeah. Please don't look past Miles.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
don't.
don't.
Now we're moving on to another weird one, which is just best action game. With Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, Streets of Rage 4. Christian, what you got and why?
This is one where you can just say any of them and make some kind of argument, and I would believe you because this is just a weird category. I'm sorry, like I honestly don't care who it goes to. This is just like a haphazard list of random games. That being said, maybe Doom.
I like how that's how it ended. That being said, maybe Doom. I don't know.
Eric, what you got?
Like it's weird because they used to have like best shooter category, and now they don't have that anymore. And I think I remember what Wolfenstein 2 was the first one where they made this like best action game. And they just threw a bunch of shooters in there, which was weird. Best shooters should have their own category. So when you got like a shooter like Doom, roguelike like Hades, a freaking VR title, a Soulsborne game, and a beat 'em up. It doesn't make any sense. I will say Doom Eternal is my biggest disappointment of this year. So I am going to give my vote to Hades because while I did not finish the game because it did not click for me, it is a well-made game and it deserves praise.
I respect that answer. That was a good, well-thought-out answer. Ruben, what you got?
So I've only played Hades out of this jumble of games here, and it also did not click for me. So for that reason, my vote is going to go with Half-Life Alyx.
Okay. All right.
That was out of left field.
Vinny.
That was
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
left field. Well, everybody wanted a Half-Life 3. They said, fuck you, we're going to give you a VR game, and it actually did pretty well. So, why not?
I think the fact that we're all giving our answers and just moving on with the next answer just tells us all we need to know about this category.
Yeah, this category is really shitty.
This category is bullshit.
Yeah.
And with that bullshit, what you got, Vinny?
Good segue.
I'm trying to be a contrarian and I'm trying to do a dumb joke, but like, just looking at the list, like, it's just Doom. That's, I guess. I can't even like muster the energy to joke for Neo 2. Like, no, these are all awful games.
I mean, they're not awful games.
Well, no, just, none of them. I'm like, yes, it's just like, yeah, you can make an argument for any of them. So
Why isn't Spider-Man Miles Morales in this?
because they have the adventure,
an
the
action
blockbusters,
adventure.
sir.
Oh, okay. Is that the real reason, or are we just shitting with me?
Well, I think it's half.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And I guess that puts me down to me, which I actually am taking. I'm picking a weird pick here because one of my like favorite genres of games is the side-scrolling beat 'em up. So I'm going with Streets of Rage 4.
Wow.
I love side-scrolling beat 'em ups since I was a kid playing Turtles in Time. God, they're great.
Oh, Turtles in
Let's
Time.
put Turtles,
a couple
let's put
hours
Turtles in Time as a nomination.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, please.
I would have said the
All right,
Homer
it-
Simpson. I mean, the Simpsons game.
Simpsons, Turtles in Time, Streets of Rage 2. Let's put those together.
Yeah, all of them.
Gauntlet.
That's my pick. God, I miss Gauntlet. But yeah, no, Streets of Rage was just the perfect homage to those types of games. And me and my friend loved playing these side-scrolling beat-em-ups together. It was a lovely day of couch co-op. And with that, we move on to innovation in accessibility. Which, I know what some of these did. I'm not sure what some of the other ones did. So we'll get there. With the nominations being Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, The Last of Us Part 2, Watch Dogs Legion. What you got, Christian?
This one's a tough one to give some kind of coherent answer to because I'm not familiar with what a lot of these games did as far as accessibility. With the exception being The Last of Us Part 2. Like, all the colorblind settings it did for that game. I mean, the list goes on and on with inclusivity, like widening the audience of people who can play this game, which is why my answer will be The Last of Us Part 2. But if anyone has any more info on the other games, please let me know.
Eric, what you got?
I don't think there's a universe out there where Last of Us 2 doesn't win this. Like, that whole blog up, and Craig's gone, everyone. Hey, it's okay. We have Audacity.
Yeah, but
There's no way that Last of Us doesn't win this because I remember when they had that blog post go up about all the different features that were going to be in this game, and the accessibility community was very happy. Like Steve Saylor, I remember his reaction to it. Like it was one of the best moments of the year because we're all I hate to assume able-bodied people here, and so this isn't for us. The fact that The Last of Us provides so much. Well, it should be the bare minimum now. Like, this should be how every game should be going forward. Even Souls games should have this amount of accessibility so people can play their games. And Last of Us has set the standard, and everyone should follow that. Now, the other games, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, offer some good accessibility stuff, but nowhere near all the great things that Last of Us 2 offers.
What you got, Eric? Oh, yeah, I mean, Ruben. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Just going over
So-
Eric's answer.
The fact that Watch Dogs Legion even made a nomination says a lot, because that game was horrendous. Can we all agree that that game is bad?
I mean, I don't
Nick
think
anywhere
this
nearby?
category is about if it's a bad game.
No.
or not.
Yeah,
I know that's not what the category is about. But like, can we all agree that that game was really bad?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't play it, but
Disappointing.
sure.
Okay. Well, I played like a good 15 hours of it, and it was really bad. Like it was
15 hours is a long time, Ruben.
Again, it was.
This
because
is
people
terrible.
People kept telling me to play more. So, for the only reason, come on, Last of Us 2. Again, Eric, you said what needs to be said. This game did wonders for people that needed the accessibility options, so I feel like this is a sure shot. Like, it's The Last of Us 2, guys. Come on.
And that it is. And with that, we're moving on to Vinny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty much more the same. Like, I want to shout out Grounded, because, like, like we're saying, it's not necessarily about issues yourself deal with, and unless it's something else. I know the big one for them was they had the arachnophobia mode, where, like, it changes the
Yeah.
enemies, which I do think is cool. Like, it's not necessarily what game has the most options, it's just what game took the time to be accessible to as many people as possible. But that being said, yeah, like Eric said, Last of Us is just head over heels over everyone else.
Yeah,
And also,
that-
isn't Grounded still in beta?
it's an alpha, I think.
Like, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that this should count. It's not
No, it
released yet.
shouldn't.
But a 2-year-old game does.
Well, it's this is a beta. This is
I got
it's
you
not
there.
a full release.
Got
Am I
it.
wrong?
Is Among Us in beta still, or?
No, Among Us
think
is,
so.
is fully out.
Okay.
I'm just saying. That I don't think. And plus, Grounded, you literally put that in there for a reason. You know, like, people have arachnophobia. Why would you? The game is set in a yard. I'm assuming. Again, I haven't played it.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's set in
Yeah,
a
it's a yard.
yard where there are spiders. Like, that's gonna happen whether you want to or not. So
And
Yeah,
now
just-
people can enjoy it.
just turn that shit off. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Well, I guess that makes sense for this category. But
What a
Yeah.
wonderful talk on accessibility we had here.
yeah.
Oh, it was lovely. And to go back to the actual good talk we had on accessibility with Eric here, I'm also giving it to The Last of Us Part 2. That game, the amount of things you could change in that game to make it accessible is insane to me. It is, like Eric said, it should be the gold standard. It's the bar we need to now be all set at. And yeah, with that, I think it's time to move on. We're going to skip that and going straight to, for me and Eric mostly, best community support games, because this is where the games we play sit. With Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant. Christian, what you got and why?
Apex, man. That game continues to, like, cater to its fans, continues to put out updates. It's got it's keeping up with the seasons and trying to, get all its community back whenever it dips a little bit. And just as far as engagement, Apex has, like, continued to be consistent, and I think it deserves it.
Hell yeah. Eric, what you got?
I mean, it's no surprise what I'm going to say. Apex is great. Apex has done a lot of wonderful things, especially from the beginning. But obviously, I got to go with Destiny 2. Because Destiny 2 and what Bungie has crafted is the best community in games, bar none. Like, the amount of positivity that they put into the community and all the different programs they start. I know with Pride Month, with Black Lives Matter. They started the new Black for Bungie thing. It's all fantastic. Now, granted, there are some toxic people. There are going to be toxic people everywhere. But the amount of work that they put in to try to make games a better place, and the fact that they do all of this now, especially from home, and without Activision money now, they're doing all of this by themselves. And they say, hey, this is the place we want to have. All are welcome, but if you mess up, if you're an a-hole, you're out. Because we only want positivity here. And not taking anything away from the other games. Like, they're all great when it comes to this stuff. Well, maybe Valorant. Valorant is very toxic. I don't know if any of you guys have ever played Valorant.
I play it.
I play it
That was
like
the
every
first
day.
PC game
Toxic.
I've ever played.
I play it like
And-
every day. It's really good.
But Bungie is the standard for how a community should be in games.
Can I give a quick shout out to Modern Warfare for having the Black Lives Matter screen at the beginning? Because
that was-
when that happened,
Oh yeah.
I got to get so many like free mutes on Twitter with just like
That was great.
assholes. Yeah.
All right, what you got, Ruben?
So, best community support. There's only one game that I can think of that has I'm just going to read from what it says. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity, and game updates/patches. So, while I agree with what Christian said about Apex, and I agree with what Eric said about Destiny 2, there's one game in this list that sticks out to me, and that's got to be No Man's Sky, man.
Damn it.
No Man's Sky has gone from a game that people hated to a game that people like. However, that's not my pick, Vinny. Unfortunately for me, and I hate to say this with my entire being is just telling me to just
Don't.
shut up.
Don't do it.
It's gonna have to be
No.
Fortnite. And I hate myself for saying that, but they've been really up to date with like literally everything. People wanted a party mode, I guess, where it's just them hanging out doing stuff for the kids. And they did it. They continue to be on top of their game. So good for you, Epic Games.
They don't
Although
deserve
I hate.
it.
They do. I don't know about that. They don't just. I don't know. I think that they do.
But Apple are big meanies, Ruben.
This is not what we're talking about, though.
Free Fortnite.
Well, the whole-
Also, community support. Hey, community support. Apple did fix their prices for developers. Did they not this week? Their developer fees. I don't
they?
know. They did something.
I believe they did.
with the developers.
I just think that like stealing dances from the black community and making money off of it without giving credit just doesn't sit right with me. My personal opinion.
This is true, but the good outweighs the bad, I would say. Which is a shitty thing to say now that I just said
Shitty
it.
thing to say.
That's a shitty. So I'm gonna go back
Guys,
with No
guys,
Man's
come on.
Sky. No Man's Sky.
Your heart was in the right place, Ruben. I'm sorry.
And before
No, but you get what
Ruben-
I'm saying. Like,
I know
Like,
exactly
cut
what you
off
meant. Yeah.
for me to admit that Fortnite, as much as I hate that game with a passion, Fortnite did pretty good. And that's all I gotta say before I make myself fall into a deeper hole.
Yeah, we're going to leave you in the pit you've dug yourself and move on to Vinny.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I agree with Ruben in principle. Like this was actually the first year I got into Fortnite, so they've definitely done a lot to constant like feeds of content, and they're updating it. And when Chadwick died, they did like add the Black Panther statue early to like honor him and stuff like that. So Fortnite has done a good job, but I still want to give it to No Man's Sky, because where a lot of other devs like I The only one I can think of is Anthem. Yeah, like with Anthem and with with Avengers and all that other stuff, they'll lead this whole roadmap, and then things will get delayed. They'll go quiet. They'll do all this other stuff. Meanwhile, with No Man's Sky, they'll go quiet for months at a time, and when they do come back, it's like, hey, here's this huge patch. Here's the next gen version. Here's a VR version. So it's one of those things. You don't hear about them constantly, but when they do pop back up, it's to give some big, exciting news for the community. Because, like, I think the last one, they added, like, spaceship. Like, you can have a whole fleet of ships now, I believe.
Yes, you can.
And they also added stuff for next gen. Well, new gen.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, what you got?
I think, like, going back to the whole Fortnite thing, I think back when Fortnite came out in like the first 2 years, it was really impressive what they were able to do, you know, with all this content. But now Epic is right up there with like Apple and stuff, makes so much money. So it makes sense that they're able to put out all this stuff because they have all the resources. And stuff like Hello Games, the fact that they're able to all do this with such a small team is really outstanding. So, like, yes, having Travis Scott come into your game is a big deal. Like, that's huge. But, I mean, we expect that from Fortnite now. Like, we don't expect a small studio or indie studios. I guess technically Bungie is an indie studio now. We don't expect them
it's so wild.
That we don't expect them, which I can't say it because we expect Bungie to do great things, but we don't expect Hello Games to come out with all this wonderful stuff. And it's like, hey, here's free content, guys. Here you go.
While also making other games.
Yeah. So, I agree that Fortnite is deserved. Like, if Fortnite wins, I'm not going to be like, what? That is so out of left field. I didn't expect that. But I don't think Fortnite deserves this kind of award anymore.
There's another place I think we're going to see Fortnite a few blocks up, but
Is it too late to change my answer?
It is. I'm sorry. I'm going with Destiny 2. If it was a different year for Destiny, I don't know if I would, but Destiny has just been on the ball this year. Like you said, working from home, all that, and it's been one of the best years for Destiny since
probably Taken King.
Taken. Okay. I was like Taken King. Yeah. And the latest update has been fantastic. Their support to the community has been fantastic. Everything they do is always top notch. They've been having a great community since the launch, since the alpha of the game. And so, with that, we are moving on to the best. Oh, do you have something to say, Christian?
Yeah, I have two friends who are trying to get me to get back into it now that the raid launched. Because I heard the raid, it just sounds really cool. Should I get back into Destiny? Am I gonna do that, guys?
Yeah, you should.
Do it.
It's perfect. You don't really have to pay any. If you want the raid, you have to pay for the expansion. But like playing strikes, playing everything else, it's all free.
Oh, really? That's cool.
You can go. Yeah. You can go to Europa, so you can go to the new planet and do everything it has there. The only thing I think you pay for is like the raid, the campaign, and like some of the exclusive armor that comes with it, but everything else free to download. And you start at power level 1050, which is the base, so you don't have to start from the very beginning. So you should be good enough to go start playing with your friends.
Actually, Europa's a moon.
Well played.
Ooh, clap back.
Played. We're 1 for 1 for actualies here.
And with Christian shooting from the hip, we are moving on to the best mobile game, brought to you by the LG Wing. Shout out and go buy the LG Wing. Pay us.
I like how we skip like best fighting, content creator of the year, and we go to best mobile.
I didn't think you guys would know anything about fighting games. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, sure.
That's fair.
I have 400 hours in Street Fighter. If I wanted to talk about that, I would have.
I mean, we're just going to give this
I have a custom freaking fight stick right here. Yeah.
Are we just going to give this best mobile to Among Us?
We probably should give it to Among Us, but I think...
it's going to Among Us.
Yeah, Among Us. Best fighting game Among Us.
Best fighting game Among Us.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Fight with your friends.
But also
Vocally.
like Genshin Impact for mobile game, probably, maybe, just for its sheer amount of content.
I just don't see a gotcha game winning it. As much money as I've given that game, I don't see a gotcha game winning best mobile.
Definitely not on mobile.
Did what is it? Fire Emblem Heroes. Did that not win like a few years ago? Or was it just nominated?
It was just nominated because that was the Pokemon Go year, I believe.
Oh, okay.
What a year
And
that
with that, we're
was.
moving on. We are moving on to best indie game.
Wait, what? I didn't even get my choice.
I thought we all
Among Us.
agreed on Among Us.
Yeah, Among Us.
Best?
Yeah.
No. Best mobile game? I'm sorry, but... Well, it could be Among Us, but it's definitely going to Call of Duty Mobile. Only for the fact... Wait, again, let me...
I tried it for the fun. It is not a fun game.
It's not a fun game at all. I've also tried it. It's a really shitty thing. However, I see a lot of people on Facebook saying, oh, that Call of Duty mobile game is pretty good. Now, the award could also go to Pokemon Cafe Mix. Like, I don't appreciate you guys shitting on Pokemon like this.
None of
I
us
for
shit on
2 minutes and
Pokemon.
deleted it.
Well, you guys just automatically assumed it's going Among Us. But yes,
will.
it is. It is going to Among Us. Yeah.
I was just trying to speed
Sorry,
this up
Brian,
a little
continue.
bit for you. It's all good.
No, yeah, continue.
Now we're
I'm
going on
sorry.
to best indie game with Carrion, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer. What you got, Christian?
I haven't played Spiritfarer. Is the only thing. So I would, from what I've heard and from the articles I've read, I would want Spiritfarer to win, and I think it will win. With Hades winning in another category, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Eric, what you got?
I want Spiritfarer to win, but I don't think it's going to win. I think Hades is going to win this one easily. But I got Spiritfarer winning its other awards nominated for. So if we're going to talk... Are we going to talk about Games for Impact?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
so-
it's also there. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll talk about why Spiritfarer deserves that one then. But yeah, I think Hades is going to win this one.
There's not another one we're skipping, so if you have like the list pulled up, we're just going up in order now.
Okay.
And what you got, Ruben?
I'm gonna go with Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout just because. Good on Mediatonic for. I'm pretty sure it's no. Last time I checked, it was a 2-man team, but I could be wrong, completely way off about that. But they were met with success, and I think it soared pretty high for them. So I have to go with them.
All right, Christian, what you got?
Wait,
Vinny.
me again?
Oh, Vinny.
Yeah.
I was like, did I do
Um,
Christian?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the list. I don't think we've given Fall Guys anything yet, so just for that, like I'm gonna go Fall Guys as well. Just
And that's because it hasn't deserved anything. And I'm giving it to Hades.
Wow. Okay.
wow.
Hey, I got some hot takes here. It's not only Eric who hates Final Fantasy VII. I hate some games too.
I'm saving my energy for some later.
Save it, use it. Hades is one of the best games I've played all year, but as much as I love it, I don't. In a year like this, I do not see it winning Game of the Year. If it came out in a different year, I could actually see that. So I think this is where it's going to take some awards. Is here indie games, and also it's just a masterpiece and a roguelike. From story to combat, it is fantastic. It is, goddamn, Hades is good. Play Hades.
Shout out to Spelunky though.
There's that. Oh yeah, no, Spelunky's real fun. There's pugs in that game, and I love pugs. That we move on to best ongoing, which is, I guess this is the shooter category. Awarded to a game for outstanding development on ongoing content evolves the play experience over time. With Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. So it's like the other one, but it's not about the community. It's about the devs this time. Who do you have in Rye question?
Exactly, and so so the conversation going to be similar to our community conversation, but I think you could debate either Fortnite or No Man's Sky for the exact same reasons we talked about earlier. Sean Murray and Hello Games like literally erected No Man's Sky like back from the grave and like brought it back, and the community loves that game. But the argument can be made for Fortnite for the sheer amount of content they drop on a regular basis. So I think Fortnite will win this category.
All right, Eric, what you got?
Yeah, come back to me. I gotta look at something real quick.
All right. Ruben, what you got?
So I confused best ongoing with community support, and for that reason, I'm going to switch my answer. I'm going to pick community support is going to be Destiny 2, and best ongoing is going to be Fortnite.
Awesome. Vinny?
Anyone you got?
The main issue is I don't play any of these games to have enough of opinion. So, I do find it interesting that Warzone is out here and it launched this year, which is a bit interesting.
It's odd.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with Destiny 2. Like I can see
Okay.
Fortnite. I can see Fortnite doing it, but yeah.
What's the other one? Are you ready, Eric, or do you need
Yeah,
more
I'm
time?
ready.
All right. Give it to me,
Obviously,
Eric.
I want Destiny 2 to win, but I think Warzone's going to win. Because there's a reason why that is nominated, is because it's super popular and it's going to win. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Like, Warzone, I hate to say this because, I mean, Fortnite is so popular, it took the Battle Royale crown from Fortnite. Like, it's beating it in numbers now, really, and it's very popular. You give a free version of Call of Duty, basically. That's not something to just gloss over. And so I think definitely it's going to be best ongoing game. Because it's updated, they throw out patches, but I mean, every season they throw out a bunch of big
Every
new stuff.
6 weeks, I believe. Every 6 to 9 weeks.
Yeah, and the Halloween update was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's really trippy.
And I just can't agree with that, though. And I have to give it to Apex Legends. I have not played a game. I have not played a shooter that has put so many quality of life things into it like Apex. And it continues to add to it. Games added a ping system because of Apex into their battle royales.
It's very true.
Games, you can sprint and have your menu open doing item management in that game. It's the little things in that game that make a difference, and I think that's why it's going to win. And with that, we move on to games for Impact. With If Found, Kentucky Route Zero, Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why, Fought Through the Darkest of Times. Who you got, Christian?
This is one you're gonna have to skip me because I haven't played any of these games, but I want to play them all before the end of the year. Especially If Found. I heard that one's really great.
If Found is fantastic. Eric, do you have anything to say on this?
I want, and I think Spiritfarer will win, because especially in this year, a lot of us have experienced loss in some way, shape, or form due to COVID or natural causes or any type of death. This game came out a little bit right before my grandfather passed this year, and I waited to play it a little bit. I heard really good things. Cameron Hawkins, I think he wrote a review on it for DualShockers, and it's a really great piece. Really great piece, and everyone should go read it. But he talks about I know his dad passed this year, and Spiritfarer was a way for him to grieve, in a sense, and it allowed me to grieve a little bit too, for my grandfather. And so while the other games on this list, I'm not taking anything away from them, like Tell Me Why very impactful game for the trans community, and I think everyone should play that. I think all of us experience loss. It's something all of us deal with. And Spiritfarer, while it's very like it's animals, it's managing a boat, it's cutesy, it's funny, it deals with very, very dark and important issues that we deal with every day. And especially this year, I think it deserves it, to allow everyone to deal with the passing of a loved one. So that's why I think Spiritfarer is going to win, and I want it to win.
All right. Ruben, what you got?
So I haven't played any of these games for this category. I was gonna say something stupid, but Eric, you like kicked the shit out of me with emotionally with what you just said. So I can't really give you input on this category because I am one of the lucky people that hasn't lost anybody in their life, let alone these times. Actually, that's not really true, but yeah, I can't give an opinion on this, so I'm just gonna bow out for this.
All right. Vinny, do you have anything to say?
Unlike Christian or Ruben, I am totally fine making an ass of myself. So I have also not played any of these games, but I would go with Tell Me Why, because I'm sure Spiritfarer is a great game. We've had a lot of games that's dealt with losing a mother or father. I believe that Dragon Cancer was losing a child. So like we've dealt with losing these topics before. I think Tell Me Why is the first notable game like dealing with this topic in gaming, and it is a lot more relevant to the moment compared to the other games. So I'm sure the games are great, but just because of the topic that it covers, I would probably go with Tell Me Why.
All right. And I'm going to go with Spiritfarer for... It is a... games that can tell a strong, dark story without going to dark places. Have always had a special place in my heart for that kind of storytelling and all that. And Eric gave a lot of good reasons why. I think this game is important this year, and I think it will take Games for Impact. And with that, we move on to Best Performance. Ashley Johnson as Ellie in The Last of Us 2. Laura Bailey as Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. Oh god, I'm going to butcher this name. Daisuke Taiji as Jin Saka in Ghost of Tsushima.
Suji, thank you.
Logan Cunningham as Hades in Hades. Nigel Jeter as Miles Morales in Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Who do you have, Christian?
Dude, I think, honestly, this one was more of a tough one than Game of the Year for me. Because, I mean, we're right off the heels of Miles Morales. At least I am, personally. So, like, Neji gave, like, a great performance as Miles that, like, rivaled, like, the memories I had of watching the Miles Morales movie. The Sony Pictures movie. Like, to me, like, those two voiceovers are they're the same person. I know they're not the same person, but like to me, like they're almost identical. Like they were just so fucking fantastic. Like I couldn't get enough of them. That said, I think Ashley Johnson played a very like intimate and nuanced role with The Last of Us Part 2 that like I fell in love with. I want Ashley Johnson to win. I think Laura Bailey will win as Abby.
All right. Eric, what you got?
So I definitely think I want Najee to win because his performance as Miles is really great because it's so likable, it's crazy because you have Yuri Lowenthal's portrayal of Peter, which is also so very likable. And that Najee was able to take that and say, you know what, obviously I'm a different character, but they both can exist in the same universe, which is nice about this. Like, both Spider-Men can exist, and they're both different people, but it comes back to they're both super likable people that anybody can relate to. And so while I want him to win, I definitely think Ashley is going to win this, because I have not finished Last of Us 2, so I do not know how great Laura Bailey gets.
Whoa.
I hear she's great. I hear, like, the performance she gives is outstanding, but Ashley Johnson took this award back when the first game came out, and she's going to take it again because it's one of the best performances.
All right.
And it's like, what's the A Way Out guy's name? The director.
Oh God, I can't.
Fuck the Oscars guy.
Yeah. It's a French name, isn't it?
It's starting to get to this point now where, I don't know, there's like some taboo that like video game actors aren't in like the same category as, you know, actors on screen, and that's bullshit. First off, like they're like Christopher Judge, 2 years ago with Kratos. Was it Christopher Judge? Isn't that his name?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he gave a great performance as Kratos, and you know, Arthur Morgan was fantastic. And then last year, who won it last year? Shit.
I'm not sure.
Uh,
It was the guy who played. No, it wasn't. I was about to be like the guy who played Cal, but it wasn't the guy who played Cal.
no.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Right, Mads Mikkelsen won it last year.
Ah, yeah.
Of
It's
course.
like Death Stranding.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
skewed.
So they have like actors are actors. It doesn't matter what you do. And so I want this award to be like more prestigious. Like I wish freaking the Oscars would have something like they need
Voice
to
actor.
have voice capture, performance capture, because Andy Serkis should have won Best Actor for 2014 Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because that was one of the best acting
Holy
performances I've ever
shit!
seen.
Yes.
Yes.
I
So,
don't know.
I-
Did you see
I-
that dog? The dog did a pretty good job.
What
The-
the?
What
what
was
dog?
it? The Prestige or the Magic or whatever? Was that not their whole issue? Was that they were only gonna nominate Andy Serkis if they could also nominate the dog?
I don't know.
I will do some
but,
Google too.
But either way, like it's become this thing where I think the Oscars should add something like this, because acting is acting, and all of these actors did a fantastic job. I can't say anything about Ghost of Tsushima guy because I played the whole game in Japanese, so I don't know how his performance was. But yeah, I guess it's turned into a stigma of like I hate that voice acting and performance capture is looked down upon, which when it's providing some of the best acting performances of the last few years.
I definitely agree. Ruben, what do you have for this?
So this is a hard one for me. I'm just kicking out Logan Cunningham for me because I didn't play Hades. Like I said, I only played like 30 minutes of Hades and got bored of it. Najee Jeter as Miles Morales. I am currently, I want to say, like halfway through Miles Morales, and this guy does Miles Morales perfectly. Like, it's weird how he's captured the magic that Miles had in Spider-Verse. Not Miles, but I forget the guy who played Miles in Spider-Verse. But that
Shameik
actor,
Moore, I think that's what his
It
name
is.
was. Shameik.
yeah, yeah, he definitely had the magic for Miles Morales. Like, he was perfect for the role, and I think that Najee was also perfect for this role. Jin Sakai, I have not finished the whole game for Ghost of Tsushima, but I played enough to know that the voice actor for this... Hold on, give me a second. Sorry, I had to burp. The voice actor for this was phenomenal. They... for all the moments in Ghost of Tsushima where like there were hard-hitting moments, I don't want to spoil the game, but like there's one moment at the end of the game where you like have to make a tough decision, and the voice actor just gives the reasoning for that decision that you make, and it just fucking hits, man. Laura Bailey as Abby. Now, if you were to ask me when I first started playing The Last of Us Part 2, who is the most hated person in your life, I would have said Abby. I would have said Abby. But as you progress through the game, you get Abby's story, and while it's good, nothing compares to the great Ashley Johnson as Ellie. Nothing. Eric, how far are you in the story of Last of Us?
I'm in Washington.
Okay.
I think the last thing I gotta go to a hospital or something.
Okay, so
Okay.
you did see one of the music scenes in the.
The music scene's like when she's in the record shop.
How many music scenes did you see?
I saw one in the record shop where she sang "Take on Me."
That's the music scene.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that scene's great.
that's the one and only music scene you need to see. I fucking cried during that music scene, especially the part where it's just watch that whole thing, and if you don't cry, you're a monster. So for my vote, Ashley Johnson.
You make me want to change my answer now, Ruben.
I'm sorry, but like I've watched that video literally almost every day, and I shit you not, I tear up every time.
I don't know how to tell you this, Christian, but once it's locked in, it's locked in.
That's okay, thank you.
It's fine. Vinny, what you got?
Vinny.
Okay, so for the record, the film was The Artist, and yeah, there was this dog, Uggy, that they gave a really big performance.
Oh,
And they're-
no, that was
and-
that was a silent film.
Yes,
so.
and they were like, the dog did such a good performance. They were like, if we nominate Andy Serkis, you have to let us nominate this dog for an Oscar. And he felt
Well-
very insulted.
So so like that was from the first Planet of the Apes movie. That came out in 2011 when the Artist came out.
Yeah.
So I'm talking 2014 movie, which like the first 15 minutes of that movie is some of the best filmmaking I've seen for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That movie is spectacular.
Is that the one with the rocket?
That's the one with Gary Oldman.
Yes, okay. Okay.
The greatest commissioner.
So you're giving your Game of the Year vote to a
To
dog.
Uggy
Is
the
it going to Uggy?
To Uggy.
Yeah, so no, apologies if I think they all did good performances. The only one I haven't seen is Hades, unfortunately, but like I've seen some clips of Miles. So like I guess just for prestige, I would probably go with Ashley, but I think because of all the death threats and all the like abuse that she got for the character, I feel like Laura deserves to get it a bit more.
The fact that she
Alright.
like started powerlifting for her role was like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every little degree people were picking on her performance, her physique, all that other stuff. Like Ashley did a good job, but I think it would mean more if Laura got it.
But do you think?
Man.
Well, I would say.
Honestly, I'd say they're equally as good. I don't think Ashley did that much better as Ellie.
Easy
boy.
now. You're going to cause Ruben to choke on that Kit Kat.
It was a Snickers, but okay.
Before we get into this argument, I'm going to also agree here that it's going to be Laura Bailey as Abby over Ashley Johnson as Ellie. But this is the only category where I don't care who wins. Any of these people could win, and I'd be like, yeah, I get it. It's a great pick. All of these are fantastic. It's a hell of a year for voice acting in games. But when I got to that part in The Last of Us, the middle part, if you beat it, you know what I'm talking about. I stopped. I stopped playing it for a whole month because I just didn't want to do that. And then I got back to it. I was like, I need to beat this game. People keep hyping it up. And Abby's a hell of a character, and I could not imagine anyone else portraying her. Those roles were fantastic. She was fantastic. Goddamn.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What is everyone's favorite performance of the last 5 years in games? Single performance.
I guess I'll go first for this one. It's Arthur
I'm gonna
Morgan.
need a list of the last 5 years
It's
of games.
Arthur Morgan.
No.
He's
It's
up
Arthur
there.
Morgan. For just the amount of
Nah,
just for the amount of lines he had to do and stuff, because there's so many little interactions in that game.
Lenny.
And and for that scene alone. Lenny.
I actually
No,
really like. Go ahead.
No, Christian, I was saying something stupid. Go ahead.
No, I actually really enjoyed Norman Reedus as well in Death Stranding.
I'm gonna have to agree.
I mean, it's Norman Reedus. It's just Norman Reedus being
Wait.
himself.
Oh my God! Did you guys hear that? Christian was talking and he was moaning at the same time. How did he do that?
What's in Christian?
Wait, did I?
I know.
Did I do that?
No, it was
No.
it was Vinny
It was
who
Vinny.
did it, but it was just.
I would have believed you if you would have played along.
Am I
God,
subconsciously
I have this
doing
power.
it?
But yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
I think mine. It's a tie between Christopher Judge as Kratos and Yuri Lowenthal as Peter.
It's definitely Yuri for me.
that final
Yeah.
scene in Spider-Man with Aunt May.
Oh, so-
Are you fucking
Oh
kidding
my
me? Are you
God.
fucking
Oh.
kidding me?
Take off your mask. Who the fuck are you? But no, I remember there was one video where some guy dressed up as Arthur Morgan and another guy dressed up as Kratos, and they were just like, boy, boy. But no,
Who you got for this, Vinny?
Honestly, probably Kratos, just because I like Arthur Morgan, but I only got to chapter 3.
Shame on you.
So
oh my
Yeah.
God.
So I probably
Shame on
Shame
you.
him.
I probably-
no,
so I-
don't shame him.
so I probably played
That game was ridiculously long for no
That's
reason.
what
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
Vinny.
perfect.
I got
What?
I got to chapter 3 and I probably played like 60 hours. So no.
Thank you, Vinny.
But I think Kratos' performance is a lot more nuanced, like without spoilers, when he goes back to the cottage. I do believe
Yeah.
that whole scene is like silent, but just like the way, like his body position and just the way he like breathes and all that. I think he brought a lot to Kratos that I didn't even think was there.
Vinny, finish Red Dead and then have that same conversation with yourself.
Yeah, but that's gonna take what, like another 3 years,
exactly.
Vinny?
It's
for you to
worth
finish
it.
this game. Like,
It's the
I don't know.
Red Dead's
Red
the
Dead
best
2
game of the past
is
5
great.
years. I'm sticking that.
Red Dead 2 is just
It's-
extremely tedious.
I
I'll
love
pay
it.
you.
But-
I'll
Too
pay you
long.
to finish it.
How much?
What are we talking?
I don't know, like
How many
$1,
chicken sandwiches?
$1 per hour.
$1 per hour.
That's
Okay.
not
You could
Gift
spend
cards.
20 hours fishing.
But good.
All right, we're
glad
moving on to
everyone liked
audio
performances.
design. With Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, I completely forgot that game came out this year, and The Last of Us Part 2. Christian, what you got for best audio design?
I'm split between Resident Evil and The Last of Us. God, dude, these Capcom remakes are like so fucking fantastic. Like the lighting and the audio design in the Resident Evil games are so fucking good. But I could also see this, and which will be my answer, is The Last of Us Part 2 just sweeping up these major awards.
Yeah, all right, Eric.
Obviously, any award that has Ghost in it, I'm gonna go with Ghost because I love Ghost. Because like, especially just the mood that game sets wherever you go, from the rustling of the trees to just wind chimes everywhere when you go into towns. Just every little thing. You think you're in a fantasy world, but you're not. You're grounded in reality. And so, I want that to win. I think Last of Us 2 has got this easily because when you clean the guns on the workbench, the sound that all those makes, and especially like if you got the single loaded rifle and you shoot it, and just the sound you hear when you reload, such
See-
good sound effects.
For me, it was the way the bullet casing would land on the ground in different environments. That was just, oh my fucking god.
And especially the one part in particular was when you're on that specific workbench and I'm messing around and stuff, and all of a sudden, I was wearing headphones, and like the back left, I'm like, what's that noise? I hear something, but I don't know what that is. And then I hear footsteps running. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And then the dude like jumps on you while you're on the workbench. You're supposed to be in a place of safety. I'm like, oh my God, ah! And so, yeah, Last of Us 2, specifically just for the gun noises.
Ruben, who you got?
Last of Us 2. Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Vinny?
That's all I gotta say.
Last of Us 2 is the best crinkle bottle in all of gaming. Last of Us, easy.
What kind of bottle?
The
Crinkle?
silencer, the fact that it crinkles when
Oh.
you make it. I don't know
Yeah.
why, of all the sounds, that's the one that's like embedded in my head. Probably because how much I made of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Last of Us, people. It's Last of Us. You brought up the point I wanted to make, Christian. The casings on different environments. God damn. Alright, and with that we move on to Best Score in Music. With Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and The Last of Us Part 2. Christian, what you got?
Quick question: who played Ori? Soundtrack is fantastic in that. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
No,
Yeah,
no,
that
you
game is
can't let
decade.
other people influence your
no.
answer.
I'm not gonna. No, I like.
He was asking a question, Ruben.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
answer.
right. No, there's no collusion in here. All right.
I'm putting an asterisk on my answer, so like,
Okay.
you know, it's my ignorance having not played Ori.
Okay.
But I think Final Fantasy VII should probably take this one. To be honest, for best score in
Eric?
music, yeah.
Eric, what you got?
So I should shout out that the Doom Eternal soundtrack is not that great compared to 2016 Doom, and that was a real letdown. But Ori and the Will of the Wisp has such fantastic music, and I hope it wins. Also, shout out to Gustavo Santaolalla. How do you pronounce his last
Santa,
name?
yeah, you said you had it right.
Gustavo. I'm just going to say Gustavo. I don't want to butcher his
Santaolalla.
last name. Yes, I don't want to butcher his last name. But he did such a fantastic job, and I went Ori. It's going to go to Final Fantasy. I mean, there's no way Final Fantasy doesn't win this award.
Actually,
Eric?
real quick, everyone is like loving Gustavo, and rightly so. But like Matt Quayle deserves a lot of like praise there as well, because like he did his thing on the score. Sorry, that's it.
Final Fantasy. That's a bold one from you. I like it, though. What you got for me, Ruben?
So, I'm torn between Final Fantasy VII and Last of Us Part 2. Like I said, Last of Us made me cry like a child. Cry like a child. All right, I need you to understand. Last of Us 2 made me cry like a child on those music scenes. So, I'm going to have to go with Final Fantasy VII. only because there's 4 different types of versions for Let the Battles Begin. And it sounds perfectly.
Dude, the menu was fucking dope.
Yeah. The
the menu's
menu,
fantastic.
oh my god. I can listen to that soundtrack all day, every day. And yeah, I'm going to have to go with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Vinny, what you got for me?
I'm sorry. There's only one of them that has a whole side quest about collecting music and playing it in a jukebox. So that's why I'm going with Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Yeah, alright. And as much as I love Ori and the Will of the Wisp, that music is godly. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake. Come on, people. The music in that game is fucking phenomenal.
Shout out to the honeybee scene. That song slaps.
Oh god, it slaps. That scene slaps. Shout out to the honeybee. Now we're moving on to Best Art Direction with Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us Part 2. Christian, what do you got for me?
What a fucking category. Are you kidding me? Like, I had trouble, like, narrowing this one down, too. I think Ghost, like, probably deserves this award, because, like, my god, like, literally, playing that game feels like I'm just playing photo mode. And that's what I did most of the time. I would get home, have an edible, and like literally like play in photo mode for like an hour and a half. I had trouble finishing the story because of it. I think Hades should. That's it. I think Hades should win, or will win. Sorry, will win.
So, before Eric gives us a long-winded answer as to why Final Fantasy VII does not deserve this, I do want to jump in and say, yes, Final Fantasy VII does not deserve art direction because those fucking backgrounds were really bad.
Trash.
Not as bad as the door.
It's okay to.
All right?
It's okay.
However, I didn't focus on the backgrounds playing this game. That's all I want to say. That's my disclaimer.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for trying to influence what I'm going to say, Ruben.
Nobody's influencing. I'm just merely saying what you were going to say.
No, he's not wrong, everyone.
Nice,
because
Spin a
there are
quarter,
certain-
see if it falls.
There are some parts in there where I'm looking at the backgrounds. I'm like, oh my god, what is that? Oh, it's just like a JPEG or something like that. It's bad. Like the characters look great. Like the character design is fantastic, and some of the enemy design is cool too. I don't think Final Fantasy VII has any shot at this because you have Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which is painting come to life. You've got Hades, which is full of hot people. Let's not discredit that. Meg is so hot. Oh my god, I would let Meg step on me.
Okay.
This is getting weird. I like
And
it.
that's the penultimate podcast.
No, it's not.
Stamp of
don't put
approval.
don't put my my brand on that stamp.
But no, and it's so beautiful. Like all the different areas look different. I can't believe that's how it came out. All the different areas look different. Everyone, we're gonna move on. But yeah, I gotta go with Christian. Like Ghost of Tsushima has the best photo mode ever because it is. I don't want to say like the cliche, it's art, but like it really is. Like it's so beautiful. It is the prettiest open world I've ever played ever. Especially when you go through the Golden Forest. Oh my god. That is oof. That's especially on 4K. Oh. So hot. So yeah, I got to go. I want Ori to win. But I think Ghost will win.
Ruben?
Shout out to Meg. Step on me, please.
Oh, God. So, I think this is between Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us Part 2.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
No, it's always those. It's going to be those two for you.
Yeah. Again, because like I said,
I just chuckled. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. So for that, I'm giving Last of Us Part 2 my vote.
All right.
Beautiful game.
Beautiful game.
What you got for me, Vinny?
So after playing FS7, I finally understand why people simp for people that hard. That being said,
Welcome to the simping culture.
exactly, it took that game for me to come to the light. That being said, I think Ghost isn't like the most traditionally beautiful, but like it nails exactly what it is going for, especially with the I'm gonna screw the Kurosawa or the
Kurosawa.
Kurosawa mode where you can change the light. Like it nails exactly what it is. More so than any game this year. Like they set out, we are going to make a samurai setting game, and I think in terms of that, they nailed like every like you really couldn't ask more from a game like that.
You can, and they did with the update Legends.
Yeah.
All right.
Legends is
And I got it.
gorgeous.
Unfortunately, we're not here to talk about Legends. We're here to talk about Ghost of Tsushima.
Next year. Same with Cyberpunk.
Sure.
Ghost of Tsushima Legends is while it is the same game, it's not really the same game. It's got a different title.
Ah, it's the same game.
It
That's
is.
nice.
It is Ghost of Tsushima.
And
But it's got a subtitle.
like a lot of us, I would like Ori to win this, but Hades is taking this. God damn, that game's pretty. The art design in that game is fucking fantastic. For each level of hell you climb, the differences in all of them, masterpiece.
Each
Best
area-
narrative.
Each different area is different.
I said just a bit better than you.
I'm gonna pull that quote, Eric.
Okay, that's fine.
Put it on the box.
Best narrative. 13 Sentinels, I Just Whim. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Ghost of Tsushima. Hades. The Last of Us Part 2. Christian, what you got?
I think a lot of people will disagree. But like it has to be The Last of Us. Are you fucking kidding me? It's gotta be. Nothing else to say,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, alright. Eric?
So I think we all have been around the internet for the last 6 months, and we saw just how divisive The Last of Us Part 2 was in terms of its narrative. Like, it obviously led people to send death threats to people, which is never okay, internet. I'm looking straight at you. So I think its divisiveness is going to be why it doesn't win this one. Because I think, and I think Ghost is going to win it, because here's, we had this morality, like this dual morality thing in games, where it was like Mass Effect, Infamous, where it's like, all right, you pick the good side or the bad side. And while there is that in this game, it's not necessarily a good side or a bad side. It's, do you follow like your family's path, or do you like forge a new one? And does that mean protecting your people but giving up your honor, or sacrificing your people to uphold samurai code and all that stuff? I think they did a very good job of making Jin his own character, not just this avatar for people to play as. I'm rambling here. I don't have many concrete thoughts on this. I just think Ghost is going to win it.
All right.
Eric, I think to your point, sure, but I think Ghost plays it too safe and very traditional with other Japanese like films and stuff, which I don't think gives it a leg up, because it doesn't do anything specifically very different. I think honestly, because of its divisiveness, is why The Last of Us should win, because there's a lot of like literary analysis that goes into, like, yeah, sure, you can distill it down to revenge is bad or whatever, but like it's the minutia of those two characters interacting and like dealing with those emotions that I think that game really shines, and the storytelling
that's a good
itself shines.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Ruben?
Again, you're like pitting me against the two children I love.
Yeah, pick one.
While I would have to agree with Eric about The Last of Us 2 having like a really decisive, being really decisive just on the internet, I don't think for that reason it's going to win. So I'm gonna have to go with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
All right.
Isn't it just the same story?
Vinny,
trying
you-
to hide the smile.
Listen,
Vinny, what you got?
Like, no.
a lot of people didn't. Sorry, but let me back up my point here. A lot of people,
You can have some time.
a lot of people didn't hate the way that Square was going with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I think that is going to help with the votes. I know that is probably not going to be true at all, but I honestly think that they turned everybody's world upside down when they introduced those mechanics in Final Fantasy VII.
But like, you play as the bad guys, and they're portrayed as the good guys, and nobody cares.
And corporations bad.
They're
I mean, corporations
they're
is bad.
eco-terrorists.
Well, okay, let me rephrase
So are
I'm
the
saying
Planeteers.
I'm
Fair.
saying best narrative as opposed to the original. I think it's a better narrative than the original. Well,
That's
so far.
that's not the
That's the
category, though.
category.
It's not best narrative compared to Final Fantasy VII 1997. It's best narrative of
Listen,
How do
2020.
we
for
get the same
outstanding
award?
storytelling. Listen. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in the game, all right, then it's The Last of Us. Is that what you wanted to hear? It's The Last of Us.
It is. It is. It really is.
Go
All
with
right,
the
Vinny,
flow.
what you got?
So as we're getting closer to the end, I'm gonna reveal a little bit more of my cards. And honestly, I enjoyed the story more in Final Fantasy VII, just because I felt The Last of Us didn't really nail everything it was trying to be, and Final Fantasy VII, it's a dumb, stupid action game. But like it knows what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm still going Last of Us, just because I feel they tackled a lot like deeper topics, and it definitely gives you a lot more to sink your teeth into and kind of analyze and reflect on. So like, but that being said, I could probably enjoy Final Fantasy story a bit more.
All right. And like the rest of us, I also love the story of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, I have a lot of the same opinions as you, Vinny, on this one, but I also got to give it to The Last of Us. But I think this is the last award The Last of Us wins. And the next two. This is
Whoa!
this
Very
is
good.
it's
What
big.
What did you say? I think what?
There's only 2 awards left, and I don't see Last of Us taking either of them.
Yeah.
This is its big award.
Wow.
You're crazy.
Call me crazy, Eric, but there's another game that's taken both of these. Best game direction: Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Last of Us. Christian, who you got?
I mean, I'm a Naughty Dog fanboy. Again, I'm going with Last of Us because are you fucking kidding me? The AI in that game was unfucking believable. Like, they were having, like, it was, like, on par. Maybe not as good as RDR2, but, like, comparable. Like, being in fights and, like, the enemies having conversations with themselves and calling out their names and, like, I felt like I was actually playing as Ellie. Like, that design alone. Like, if I'm reading the description for game direction and design, like...
Yeah, no, you have it right.
Personally, that's why
All
I'm
right.
choosing Last of Us.
All right. Eric?
So of all of these games, we know that like Square Enix with Final Fantasy games, they always make great games. Like most of the beloved games of all time are Final Fantasy games. Hades, we know Supergiant makes fantastic games. Bastion, okay, Pyre. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on the other one. It's my favorite.
No,
It's my
is it
favorite one of
Hyper-
theirs.
Oh, God.
Transistor.
The sword.
Yeah, Transistor. Fantastic game. We know Supergiant games can make great games. Valve. We know Valve makes great games. We know Naughty Dog makes the best of the best games. Like, pound for pound, they're probably the best developer out there. We did not know that Sucker Punch could make such a good game like this. Like, Infamous games were great. Like, Sly Cooper games, really good. They were beloved. Ghost of Tsushima came out, and people were very surprised of how good this game actually was. Like, I went into this game thinking, oh, it was going to be a good game. Like, I like the Infamous games, but to have this game in a year with Last of Us, with a Spider-Man game, with a new Doom game for me, and the fact that Ghost of Tsushima, there's no question that it is still my favorite game of the year, speaks a lot. And that's why I think I want them to win, but Last of Us 2 is winning this. There's no
Eric, who
question
you
that
got?
Last of Us 2 is winning this. It is
All
a
right.
technical
Ruben, who
masterpiece.
you got?
Oh boy. Let's start from the bottom. Like I said, I haven't played Hades to give it an opinion. I haven't played Half-Life Alyx to also give it an opinion. Last of Us Part 2, outstanding creative vision and innovation. Do I think creative vision? Probably. Innovation, I would definitely give it innovation over creative vision. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima. I have to go with it's more innovation-wise than it is creative vision. But I guess I can't really go off of that because this isn't really something we've seen before from Sucker Punch. So that's kind of up in the air. And then we have Final Fantasy VII. Creative vision and innovation. Both 1 and 1.
did have great
how
camera
did it
work.
innovate exactly?
Huh?
How did it innovate? I'm not trying to be a contrarian or anything. I'm literally asking you, like, what?
That's okay. That's okay. It innovated with, I would have to say, the fighting mechanics. It improved on something that was already great with Final Fantasy 15, but I guess like they definitely tweaked it to the Final Fantasy 7 part of it. I would say that makes sense. And creative vision. Come on, like nobody saw that ending coming. Nobody. So my vote is Final Fantasy 7.
All right, Vinny, what you got?
It's just that wording, like he says, creative vision and innovation. So I really don't know, cause yeah, I think I'm just gonna repeat more of what he says, because Ghost is a good game. It nails its vision, but I don't think it doesn't do much more beyond that. Same with Last of Us. And I love Final Fantasy, but it's a bit more of a mess. So I'm gonna go with Hades just because of the way it's like people have latched onto that game and the fact that, at least from what my understanding is, it takes roguelike into a new direction and actually like it gives them a definitive end compared to ones in the past. But yeah,
It does.
It
It
is
does.
a very tough one to choose because they're all. It's really just whatever you're feeling in the moment.
All right, and with that, I'm going with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
As you should have.
The creative vision in that game and the innovation into... I was so worried about the combat system in that game when I first saw it. I was like, not turn-based, not a big fan. But, God, it won me over, and I hope that's the combat system we use from now on for Final Fantasy games.
I will
Absolutely
say, something that impressed me about the combat was I thought it was going to be a lot more mindless, and you do, like... I love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is a great game. You can just spam X and win in that game. But with Final Fantasy VII, you really did have to manage your items and your magic and your other stuff. Like, it wasn't just, overpower the enemy. You actually had to strategize a bit, going like, alright, this character's cooldown is gonna do this. Like, so you have to coordinate a bit more of a team, which I do appreciate. Like, I think it found a good balance between being strategy and being kind of more active time.
I 100% agree. And with that, we move on to the final and biggest one of the night. Game Awards, Game of the Year. Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Last of Us Part 2. Christian, give it to me.
Yeah, I think honestly, I don't quite get why Doom Eternal is in this category. I get the argument why.
Just to be
Yeah.
real.
And I get why Animal Crossing is in it, but I don't particularly like. Okay, that's an aside. My point is, what a great year it's been for video games. Like, honestly, like any of these, even though they're not my favorite, like if Final Fantasy took it or Ghost took it, like I wouldn't mind. Like I could see why it would win, and like I'd be happy for them. Like of course. I want Last of Us Part 2 to win. I think that game like went in places that I was very much surprised. I didn't think it would outdo my like emotional resonance that I had with Last of Us Part 1. I still think Part 1 is my favorite of the two, but like, my God, like what a, I mean, I don't even want to call like Part 2 a game. Like it's more than that to me. Like I took that game into like my master's work and was like using it for stuff because it was like rich with like eco criticism and like questions about humanity. I'm rambling, but I want Last of Us Part 2 to win.
All right. Eric, what do you have for me?
You don't have to sigh like that when you call upon me. So it's interesting because if Cyberpunk would have came out in September, like it was supposed to, we would be having a completely different conversation right now. And I think like last year was crazy because there was no clear front runner. Like you had Resident Evil 2, Control, Super Smash Bros. For some reason, Outer Worlds, and Sekiro. And then it was one of those where who could win? Anybody could win. Whereas here, you've got the clear potential favorite to win. And I don't think, from a game's perspective, I don't think anything has challenged, what we think about game design, performance, storytelling, crafting just this big world like Last of Us did. Like, I remember when it was announced back in 2016, it just caused just a wave of hype, and people were just waiting for it because while I think Uncharted 2 is still Naughty Dog's best game, like Last of Us reaches so many people because the game came out, I think, right when like Walking Dead and all that stuff was like zombies were the height.
Oh, it was the big time
culture.
for zombies, like 2012.
And so,
yeah,
Last of Us came out, and so that, God, how many copies of Last of Us sold? Like in the millions and millions. And so this game resonates with people that don't even play video games. And like this is Last of Us. When a Naughty Dog game comes out, that's an event. And I don't think any other game here is the event that Last of Us was. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, this is something people have waited for a long time. But I don't think it caused the splash like Last of Us 2 did. And Last of Us 2, on every single thing it does, is a masterpiece. And I just don't think anything is going to beat it.
I don't think Vinny agrees.
Ruben, what you got for me?
Oh boy. So personally, let's see how I start this sentence off before I get slammed for. Personally, I waited 5 years for Final Fantasy Remake, and it was everything I wanted and more. And when they announced that they were doing Last of Us Part 2, I was like, cool, that sounds great. I would love to play it. I'm excited to play it. But I wasn't as excited as I was for Final Fantasy Remake. Now, having played Last of Us 2, again, it was an emotional roller coaster. And while I love that game to death, I don't even know what to think, man. I just don't know.
You leave.
You
He
need
just
a bit
gets
more
up and
time on
leaves.
this.
I just don't fucking know, guys. My vote for Game of the Year is going to be... Pause for dramatic effect. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how Twitter is going to be if that's announced?
It can't be as bad as the Goose year.
I'd take it.
I just don't know. Guys. I just don't know anymore.
You know what? If the Roost Cafe was in Animal Crossing, it would take it easily.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Where's my boy?
I miss
Where
that
is
boy.
he?
I don't think, had Animal Crossing released in any other year, I don't think it would have a shot. The fact that it released this year during a pandemic, I think is the main reason why it has the shot. So
Yep.
I can see your point.
Yeah. I was gonna say you could be said for Among Us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah, but Among Us isn't in this category.
Let's be honest here. If you took out Doom and added, God, what other games came out this year?
Rocket League.
Fucking Half-Life. If you took out Doom and added Half-Life Alyx there, you could roll a dice, and I would understand your pick for Game of the Year. If I'm going to be honest, if you say Doom, you're fucking crazy. But
I don't think that's true. I think if Half-Life Alyx needed a specific VR headset, and you needed a PC that was able to run that VR headset. So while yes, the majority of the people that played that game, well, the people who played that game will say, yeah, it was a great game. I don't think the let's say tens of thousands of people voting that aren't like the 10% of the regular audience voting for Game of the Year. I don't think that they're going to be voting for Half-Life Alyx.
And I agree with that, but I'm just saying, of what a Game of the Year award should be, I don't know if Doom came close.
Oh yeah, I'm not
reaching that mark. Where I think Half-Life Alyx, for what it did in innovation inside the VR space, it has a mark there.
Okay,
So really, that's what I'm trying to say is, if you put that game up there, you roll a dice, I get whatever game you pick, I don't. Yeah, they're all masterpieces.
Okay.
And with that, Vinny, what's yours?
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet to the point. I think Animal Crossing should win for the impact it's had on the year. Last of Us is probably gonna win. That being said, I'm going with FF7 because Last of Us 2 is more of the same, and FF7, I hated the original, and I love the remake. I will now take your questions.
I got no question.
I don't think The Last of Us is more of the same, personally, but like I'll accept that, sure.
I think it's my biggest worry was they were gonna screw up the story, and the story is as good, but I think compared to the ending of the first one, that was a lot more nuanced, and it came a lot to personal interpretation and belief and whatever. The core question posed by The Last of Us 2 just wasn't as interesting, and it wasn't like as engaging. Like I just when I think back on that story, I think like, well, there's no easy answer. I don't know. Like I don't know how I would have reacted in the character situation. But with Last of Us 2, it was a lot more like, yeah, I probably would have done that. I probably like. I just found the story to be a bit more simpler and not as complex as I would have liked.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, with FF7, I played it maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago on the PS3, after hearing like a decade of people just praising that game, loving it, saying it was amazing, and I only made it roughly to like the Golden Saucer, so like 25% way. And I just fell off because like I did not see the hype, and I only played this because it was like a Square Enix game and it was a Nomura game, and it took me, someone who just did not care. Like, I loved all the characters now. I connected with them much more. I actually cared about the world. Like, I'm actually interested to see where the sequel goes, which I think is really impressive from, like I said, someone that just had like no care for the franchise as a whole. I don't think I think it's a great place for new people to start.
I think it would have made a better
100%.
anime than a game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody asked you for your opinion, Christian, okay?
It's literally why you had him
I'm
on
kidding.
the show.
I'm kidding.
And I'm going to go now with, like I said, you could roll a dice and any of these games could easily win it. Except I am going to argue Animal Crossing. For what it did this year, yes. As an Animal Crossing game, it is utter trash. Like, you're given this amazing dollhouse, and it's fantastic. You can move whatever you want, add all these cool items. One of my favorite parts of Animal Crossing, I've been playing this since the fucking GameCube, is the villagers, and they have no personality in this game. They're given 3 options. First off, they're too nice to you. They used to be assholes, and that was the best part, is winning them over. These new villagers, they're just cut and paste. Like, you have them for their aesthetics, not for their personality. And I'm just not a fan of that. The Last of Us Part 2 is a marvel. It's... Again, I had a problem with it in the middle of it. I had to take a break. But when I came back to it, that was a roller coaster from start to end. It was an emotional sucker punch. It was everything. It was fantastic. Hades has one of the best stories I've ever played of a father and son other than Kratos and Atreus. And it is absolutely fantastic. Ghosts. I'm gonna be honest here. It's a good game. It isn't a great game.
My man.
I think the photo mode is fantastic, but it's just a really, really good Ubisoft game at the end of the day. It feels like just the best Ubisoft game I ever played. In that I'm going to places, I'm capturing these things, and then I go onto the waypoint and I open up the map and all this. Is it done to perfection? Yes. But that can only get me so far. Doom wasn't good. Doom was really bad compared to Doom 2016. It's a good shooter. It's just not a good Doom game. And my choice for Game of the Year, the best game I played all year, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. It...
Ryan, I want to believe, Ryan. I want to believe.
We still got like 2
Believe. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I was given a handy-down PS1 and played through all of that game many, many years ago. And I fell in love with Final Fantasy because of 7. And we've been rumored this game since the PS3 when they used it as a tech demo. This game has been rumored for years. I've always been very worried about how are you going to remake one of the most important games in gaming history. How are you going to do that? And they knocked it out of the fucking park.
They knocked it out of the fucking park. Sorry. I'm sorry.
They did. It was a fucking throw it in the air, swing, home run. Every piece of that game, from the story to the characters, everything, it oozes the trauma of the first one, but builds upon it in every right way. There's not something they added where I'm like, why'd you do this? I get everything they added. Even the side missions are fine. I had fun with them.
Every game has side missions, okay? Don't give me that bullshit, okay?
Yeah, none of them are as good as The Witcher 3. So.
Oh, there we go, my man. Spitting facts.
But again, Witcher 3 is not...
And Eric's game of the year is The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3, everyone. Here we go. I'm looking at Garo right now.
I can't say enough good things about Remake. I was so worried, and it blew past my expectations, and I can't wait to see where this story goes, and I'm excited. And with that, boys, we have gone through Game of the Year. It's over. We have done the Game Awards Game of the Year. It took 2 hours, but we did it. So now we get to the fun part of plugs.
It's so crazy how this would be different in Cyberpunk was in all this.
Yeah, we get it.
No.
It would be so crazy how CD Projekt Red, the greatest Western RPG developer ever.
Well,
this would have been an hour-long podcast if Cyberpunk came out. We would have just zoomed it.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk. All right, we're good. Keanu Reeves, best performance. There we go.
I really hope the Latinos are more nuanced. That's it.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be real bad.
Know.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's time to get to
So
plugs.
before we
Are we not doing
before
plugs?
we do that, we are doing plugs. But before we do that, I want to reiterate that December 14th is our Game of the Year discussion, where we are picking 5 games, and we are going to have them weighted, and whoever has the most points at the end will be the penultimate Conquest Game of the Year, which I'm kind of excited for, but also I'm really worried that you guys are gonna screw me over. On
Oh,
this one.
I'm gonna get.
It's gonna be a fucking
Well,
bloodbath.
Vinny, I don't think you're on that episode, so thank God.
Waifu simulator.
Oh God.
Oh.
With weapons that don't break every 15 minutes.
So yes, I just wanted to give that a heads up, and we are also
Alright.
doing Miles Morales post
Spoiler
I guess,
cast.
and yeah, spoiler cast on the 7th, which is very exciting for that.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Now time for plugs. Christian, where can people find you?
Follow me on Twitter at Chris Sizzle, spelled CrisSizzle, for all up-to-date things on podcasting and photography.
Nice. Eric, where can people find you?
Hi. You can find me in this room. I will never stop doing that. Eric C. Ginn on Twitter. I'm very excited for everyone to read my Miles Morales review. That will hopefully go up on our website soon.
Fingers crossed.
If not, I'll just throw it up on my own personal stuff, and then we can just copy and paste it into the site.
Yeah, that totally works.
Miles Morales, great game. Everyone should play.
Vinny, where can people find you?
At Viral Vinny, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those fun places. Come watch me rant about FF7 and how amazing the cast is.
Also, don't forget twitch.tv/ViralVinny.
Yes.
But by the way, Vinny, what a great @ I think you have.
Thanks.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm surprised he was around. People can find me at Ryan the Lion 3055 on Twitter for hot takes, and that's mostly it. Where can people find you, Ruben?
You could find me on Twitter and Instagram at PennConquest. You could find the podcasts that we do, this show and also Cross Media Show, on all your podcast streaming services. Just look up the show's name, Cross Media Show, or The Penultimate Conquest, and you should be able to find that. We are on YouTube at The Penultimate... Well, just YouTube is... Our YouTube channel is The Penultimate Conquest, so you should be able to find us there. And... I am going back to streaming this week this week that we're in.
Ooh, what are you streaming
PS5
for?
stuff. I don't know. I might be streaming Demon Souls.
Yeah, get it.
Oh,
Maybe.
you'll find me
We'll
in there.
We'll see how intense it gets. So
I'll invade your
it's either
world.
that or AC Valhalla.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Or Bloodborne.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new games. I gotta play,
2020 Game of the Year, Bloodborne.
That's just not true.
Rocket League, game of the
And
generation.
with that, thank you for listening. And as always, Nick, keep slinging that meat.
Oh
Yeah.
God. All right,
All right. And wrap.
and we should be done.
Yep.
All right, guys. So if you could do me a favor, I'm gonna stop recording now.
Yep.
Yeah, if you could just either or, it doesn't really matter. Okay, Wave then. Okay, I don't know if people have Audacity on their computers, so I think if you do an MP3, you need like a special library. So let's just do Wave. Oh boy. What a hell of a ride. So if you highlight your audio track, make sure you highlight it, press file, and